The Sydney breakfast show identity hit the headlines this week after radio insiders revealed that she created a toxic work environment at her station, Today FM. Now, former Southern Cross Austereo head of content Craig Bruce, who gave Rusciano her start in radio back in 2006, has opened up on how the radio star has always struggled to work with other people. In an exclusive chat with news.com.au, Mr. Bruce leapt to Rusciano's defense after her profanity-laden rant in a podcast where she criticized co-workers and admitted she was not suited to breakfast radio. When she finished up in Perth, where she hosted the 92.9 FM breakfast show from 2006 to 2009, she came back to Melbourne, and what she's done from that period to now, she's just completely created a brand out of grit and hard work and obvious talent, Mr. Bruce said. But her one big problem, according to the former radio boss, is she struggles to succeed in a team environment. She's a solo performer, and her career up until a year and a half ago, when she went back to radio, was all off her own bat, he said. Everything she did, from the way she developed her audience on social media, the writing that she did for news.com.au, the stage show, all of that was off her own bat. I think potentially the challenge for her at the moment is, having come from so many years of self-sufficiency, is now finding herself in a scenario where she has to fold into a team environment. Rusciano is a woman in the spotlight after her sensational statements on Will Anderson's Willosophy podcast, in which she called members of the Sydney media a bunch of C*******s and admitted she was sh**t in a team environment. When someone I feel is getting in my way, or is slowing me down, or isn't listening, I just *****king turn, and I'm impatient, and I'm mean, and I'm a bitch, and I'm not a team player, she said. Rusciano also complained that after Harley Breen left the Today FM breakfast show last year, she had no say in picking his replacement. Ed Cavalier and Grant Denier were, like, they were put in the show, she said. And I, all of a sudden, got two co-hosts that I'd never really met or spoken to, and then I'm expected to have this instant chemistry with. And it was just hectic. And it was the Rusciano radio show. It was my show, and all of a sudden Ed's anchoring, the show's called the Today FM breakfast show, like I took all these big ego hits. News.com.au understands her comments were not well received by some of her workmates at Today FM, one of whom spoke anonymously to News.com.au yesterday, and described the toxic work environment Rusciano caused. Another station insider told the Daily Telegraph that things are at breaking point, people just cannot work with her energy. But according to Mr. Bruce, the rumored tensions within the Today FM team weren't that surprising. Let's not kid ourselves, every single breakfast show on Australian radio has some form of dysfunction, he told news.com.au. Every radio executive in the country is dealing with some sort of creative tension within a team, that's the nature of the business. Now that's not to excuse any behavior that may have contributed to, but breakfast radio is typically three people in a small room, and often, as said, on Willosophy, they are arranged marriages, and it's really hard work to get people connecting. Mr. Bruce, who hosts the world's #1 radio podcast, Game Changers Radio, said there were only a handful of people like Rusciano in the industry today. There are very few people in radio that are absolutely 100% certain as to how they want to present themselves on the air, people like Carl Sandgillens and Alan Jones, he told news.com.au. Now hasn't had that level of success, but the thinking is the same. She knows her value, and she knows what she wants to do, and she knows her strengths and weaknesses. She's really smart. She knows where to find content, she knows what is going to resonate for her audience. She is brave, she's honest, she is articulate, she's a one-off in lots of respects. Since Cavalier and Denier joined the team at the start of 2018, the show's ratings have improved slightly. But given Rusciano's recent explosive comments on philosophy and the rumored tension within the breakfast team, many are wondering if Rusciano will remain on air for the rest of the year.